Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Friday, the 13th of March. The Justice Minister pushed ahead with plans for move-on orders. Despite warnings from officials, it would only shift begging to other locations. The proposed law will allow police to order rough sleepers and beggars to move or face a $2,000 fine or up to 3 months in prison. Political reporter Ethan Griffiths has more.
Advice released to the Ministry of Justice shows there were concerns for the safety of young people and those with poor mental health in non-central areas. Officials also found there'd be an increase of 200 to 800 court cases in the district court each year. But the policy's unlikely to impact prison numbers, with officials estimating just 6 people would be imprisoned under the law each year.
A second case of meningococcal disease has been confirmed in Dunedin student community. Earlier this week, Otago University reported one of its students had contracted the disease. Jamie Cunningham reports.
Health New Zealand says close contacts of both cases have been offered antibiotics and vaccination as a precaution. Medical Officer of Health, Dr John Eastwood, says the National Public Health Service is working closely with the education providers involved. He says the overall risk to the wider community, including other students and staff, is low.
The Meningitis Foundation's urging students to be vigilant about symptoms and avoid sharing drinks or vapes. The drop in visitors from China in early summer hasn't come as a surprise to some. There were almost 11,000 less Chinese tourists touching down in New Zealand this January compared to the same time last year, thought to be due to the Chinese New Year falling in February. Infometrics principal consultant Rob Hayes says January saw 15,000 more tourists overall.
Would have been a lot more if we hadn't seen that drop in Chinese arrivals, but that doesn't get away from the fact that we've still got thousands and thousands of tourists.
Chinese visitor numbers are expected to have increased through February. It's thought a proposed data centre near Invercargill is the most ambitious project in New Zealand for 7 decades. Data Grids receive resource consent for a $3 billion, 78,000 square metre data centre in Makarewa. About 1,200 jobs will be created from the construction and about 50 people will staff the facility. Electrical professor at Auckland University, Nirmal Neer, says the location means it shouldn't put major pressure on the national grid.
The takeoff point for electricity would be from the same location where the aluminium smelter is. So I'm not worried about the grid infrastructure impacts.
To sport, the Black Caps have lost their batting and bowling coaches for the next 2 cricket series, with Luke Ronke and Jacob Oram granted leave to take up appointments in the Pakistan Super League. Blues coach Vern Cotter isn't biting at his Moana Pacifica opposite Tana Umanga's comments ahead of this weekend's Super Rugby Pacific Derby in Auckland. And Kiwi driver Liam Lawson has slammed the brakes on talk of a growing feud with returning Mexican Formula One driver Sergio Perez, who preceded him at Red Bull. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.